Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dustin on Gaming with a quick comeback here. We're going to go ahead and stream a little bit more Legacy Burn. Maybe get in a match or two, we'll see. I got maybe half hour, 45 minutes, so it depends on how fast the first match goes. But so far we're 2-0 in the league, which is a positive. First foray into Legacy in a long time, definitely the first one with Burn. We beat Dredge and Infect the first time out, so we'll see how this goes. Beyond that, I mean, it's just kind of your typical 19 Mountains, Chain Lightning, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Flame Rift, Brace of Progress, Searing Blood, Rift Bolt, Fire Blast, and then, you know, your Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, Eidolon of the Great Revel. Sideboard, got Sulfuric Vortex for life gain, Racing Situations, Fairy Macabre, and Tormod's Crypt for graveyards. Power Stack Pillar for combo, Smash the Smithereens for artifacts. What's up, Foz? Welcome back. Okay, once again, we're going to be on the draw, which kind of sucks. So, I guess we keep us in, but... Sand feels close. Would you pitch this one or keep it, Foz? I have no idea. You've played far more Legacy than I have. Feels like Dredge. Yep, feels like Dredge. Maybe. Depends on if our opponent puts 1,000 power into play on turn 2 again. Do need to draw lands, though. Thanks, Space Marine. Thanks. I'm glad I can be your lullaby tonight. Question is, what do they name here? So is this a turn 3 kill next turn? This might be a turn 3 kill next turn. If they don't hit another Cabal therapy here. Yeah, I understand that. This 4 a.m. crap every day kind of kicks my hind end. Don't think they can afford to bring back Icaroid requires black creatures, right? Yeah. They didn't even dredge? Okay. They hit a Cabal Therapy here? I think they're just dead next turn, right? Alright, turn 3 win. That's kind of nice. Definitely want the Macabras and those. Cards are not at their best in this matchup. I think Eidolon's on the draw is just too slow. They've cast most of their spells by that point. Even though, interestingly enough, they named Eidolon with Cabal Therapy, which is interesting. I'd say price isn't great, but I think Eidolon's worse. So I'd rather have a 2 or 4 damage burn spell than a card that's kind of past its point of usefulness on turn 2 on the draw. Yeah, I'm not saying any of them are particularly good. I'm just saying I think Eidolon's worse than any of those options. No lander, that's pretty easy mulligan. Sand isn't great, but I think we keep it. Guess we top Flame Rift. This is obviously not the best hand in the world against Dredge. A very little bit. I haven't delved too much into Legacy because it's kind of I've never had the Mana Traders package let me do it, and I've only ever delved in it when I was sick of Standard and Modern. Because it's kind of expensive to get into, even on Magic Online, trading collections, etc. This Lava Axe? Firestorm. Okay. How many bridges do they have right now? 2 bridges? 3 bridges? Yeah, we're in some trouble here. No, they've hit all 4 bridges. That's gonna hurt. I think I'm just going to go ahead and concede here because they're going to have 16 power in play and we're not going to have enough burn spells to finish them off. Alright. So Eidolon on the play might be better. Get Flame Rifts and Price of Progress out of here. Get the Eidolons back in. Sand seems reasonable. See what they discard here. Okay. Don't think they're gonna crack LED here. Should put a stop during the draw step in case they had anything like Cabal Therapy. That could have been bad. Sure, looting away. Alright. So let the first trigger resolve. Go ahead and crypt. See what kind of shenanigans you still have in hand. Wow. So they have Jiminy Christmas. Wow. kind of insane. That is kind of insane. Legacy, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, 2-1 so far. Got time for one more match, presumably. Yeah. Though to be fair, Fairy Macabre would have been just as good in that situation. The problem is we can't, like, respond. The problem with Breakthrough is we wouldn't have been able to respond. So we had no window to react during that particular breakthrough. Hand's okay, not spectacular. Obviously, we don't know the matchup, so. Island Ponder still doesn't tell us much. Yeah, and I don't think we've been on the play in any one of our matches yet, is the dumb part. See if we get counterbalanced or something dumb like that. SAT. One of the Storm. Oh, Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Well, if that's the case, then our Eidolon should be pretty good against them. Yeah, looks like you're right. I don't think it's show and tell with Underground Sea. Looks like it's one of the Ad Nauseam decks. So we got a little bit lucky we didn't die on 1 or 2 on the draw. Yeah, Island Ponder is very just kind of ubiquitous in modern or legacy. Sorry, be a wonderful play in modern if Ponder was legal. So we can do 13 next turn. Potentially. Whew. What other card are we interested in cutting here? Price of Progress, potentially? Guess we keep this. Hope we hit a land. Alright, so if we live until next turn, we have a chance. Probably not dead this turn. Am I getting Cabal Therapy? Hopefully they name Eidolon here. Sweet. You named the wrong card. Though to be fair, how are they supposed to... Surprised they're still using Cabal Therapy with Gataxian Probe banned. See if we die this time. So... it's unfortunate. Am I dead? Woo! Oh, man. What's up, Jankovic? Oh, man. Good old Legacy, man. The ad nauseum when you gotta keep going and you know you're dead the next turn. Oh, man. Oh, that was great. Alright, well, you know, we've only been streaming for about a half hour with Burn here, but I need to go walk some dogs and get to bed, so unfortunately... Why kill your opponent when they can kill themselves? Exactly, War Dog, exactly. Though to be fair, our 5 damage did kind of screw with their ad nauseum's ability to draw them enough cards. The fact that they flipped Passive Flames as like their second card, it's like, well, that sucks. But, 3-1. At least we cast our first Legacy League, which is a positive. So, I don't know. That would be a question you would have to ask Foz, honestly. I would say... Foz with a cheap shot. Foz with a cheap shot. Fair enough, fair enough. I did, in fact, do better so far in this league than I did with zombies in Standard. Bravo, bravo. So, I think overall, the fact that Delver is less of a presence in the format now, means that overall Burn is worse off because there's more combo. And combo is typically Burn's like worst matchups, quote unquote. So I think it's a wash. The fact that there's no Deathrite Shaman is positive in the matchups where Deathrite Shaman is relevant. It's negative in the fact that combo is probably a larger part of the meta right now. So, but my experience, that is very true. Now you kind of got to play the Reed Duke, Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarch, Leovold, True Name Nemesis deck to get turn 2 Leovold. So, but yeah, 3-1. We'll finish up the league at some other point. Hopefully, go for the 4-1, which would be nice. But getting your money back in competitive leagues is always nice because taking that $12 hit's a little bit A little bit harsh sometimes. But some decks were already playing like some amount of Noble Hierarchs, and Birds of Paradise is the next best mana dork for decks that are wanting it. But there's only so many decks that want to play mana dorks, so only so many decks that can play mana dorks. Deathrite Shaman was just so ubiquitous that it was kind of ridiculous on the format, kind of like Sensei's Divining Top. Just put so many restrictions on so many decks. Though to be fair, Foz, looking at your list, other than the acceleration of Deathrite Shaman, I honestly think a couple of Grim Lavamancers can take some of those slots if you're still working on rebuilding the burn list you sent me before. Have you taken a look at that new, for your Mardu or your black-red burn deck, have you taken a look at that new sorcery from M19 that deals 3 damage to target player and you gain 3 life? If it's splash and burn, it gets banned. Oh, that's too funny. By watching Cesaris zombie videos. It's alright, man. The video's up, you can watch it later if you want. I didn't realize Cesaris was doing zombies. I was specifically avoiding playing Grixis tonight because I saw Todd Stevens was on Grixis earlier. So, but don't worry, we'll be streaming some more Standard. Got some more Legacy to do. I've got see, I don't understand why Burn or more Legacy decks don't try to do Bedlam Reveler. No, Pyrostatic Pillar is not modern legal. The closest to Pyrostatic Pillar is what is the name of the card? Scrab Clan Berserker is the closest you can get to another Eidolon effect in Modern. And that's a 3 mana, I believe it's a 3 mana haste 3/2. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, it becomes whatever the term is. And then for each non-creature spell they cast, they take 2 damage or something. So, I think that's the closest you get to another copy of Eidolon in Modern. Renown, there you go. But yeah, that's the closest you get to another. No, I'm not talking about your list, Foz. I think Confidant does something very similar. So I'm not sure that you would actually want Bedlam Reveler in your build. I was talking of like regular burn or like the blue-red Delver lists. I'm not even sure why they don't play. I think Hooglin was playing Teamer Bedlam earlier, but I think he cut his stream short. I know he didn't run as long as he usually does. Not sure what was going on with that, but so Delver does? Yeah, well, I can see blue-red Delver doing it especially. Might be a deck to build towards eventually if we continue to somewhat do well in Legacy. But I'm not going to play a ton of Legacy because I'll freely admit the competitive leagues are kind of stressful from a compensation standpoint. Especially with a deck like Burn, which is obviously has some very bad matchups in Legacy. So. You unfavorable wins, Janshavik. You unfavorable wins. At this point, Foz, better decks in Legacy are not really on the table because I don't have the $100 mana traders, and I'm not intending on getting the $100 mana traders until the channel grows some. So, oh, we can certainly build towards Blue-Red Delver eventually. The big problem with that one is the Force of Wills. That's a cool $100 or so. So, in time we can work towards that. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. I'm just saying dropping $100 on a deck that I might play once a week is kind of questionable. Plus, I'd have to get the Scalding Tarn. Well, I guess I could borrow the Scalding Tarns from mana traders, but I was doing you played earlier. Agreed, Janshevik. Are you talking about the zombies deck I was playing, War Dog, or another mono black deck? The zombies deck was alright. We had some bad beats in that league. So, yeah, I honestly wish Janshevik they'd just get rid of it in real life too, because some people are just taking absolute advantage of it and like literally obliterating Magic Finance. Like there's no flipping reason a playset of Lion's Eye Diamonds should cost you $1,000. It isn't to a certain extent, but it does keep the barrier to entry for Legacy absurdly high, especially for people that want to play the actual like really good tier Delver decks and stuff. The land bases are just too. A land base for a Legacy deck should not cost like almost as much as my car. It really shouldn't. Like I can understand like a Jund deck costing you $1,000 or two in Modern. That's kind of reasonable, but for a land base in Legacy to cost you $5 to $10,000 is just absurd. Alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I don't work. Oh, I agree. I can understand it being expensive to an extent, but I think it's gotten to the point where it's too expensive. But, fortunately, I do not work Friday morning, so tomorrow I'll be able to stream later than this. So I'll probably play some more Standard. We'll probably play some more Legacy. At least finish up this league. Beyond that, I have no idea what we're going to do. It's fun hanging out with you guys, so. Yeah, I understand why it exists. I'm just saying there are ways they could get around it if they really wanted to. But Wizards doesn't want to, so Legacy is going to eventually die, unfortunately. But, alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Foz, Wardog, Janshevik, Space Marine. Hopefully the lullabies of my voice put you to sleep and you sleep well tonight. So, I don't think it will, but I don't think it'll be as popular as it was when Star City was supporting it. Like, yeah, that's a whole nother discussion, guys. Let's not get into the Legacy, etc., what they should do kind of thing. I mean, we're playing a burn deck here that doesn't have any reserve list cards, and it's 3-1. So I mean, it's possible to be competitive in Legacy without. It's possible to be competitive in Legacy without playing reserve list cards but. Alright, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch everybody later. I gotta go walk some dogs and get to bed, so. 3 a.m. comes really early. Catch everybody later. This has been Dusk for Dusted on Gaming.